It's very easy to become cynical when you're just like completely like lost about what is going on. And even that is just like all of those words. Oh God, what do they mean? Clearly, it's very flippant to just say, "Oh, I'm just having an existential crisis." Like, okay, what is the crisis about it? Is it I'm thinking a lot existentially. I'm having a lot of a lot of focus is going there rather than to material gains. Um, and there is suffering at the same time. So I'm linking those things and saying like, existential crisis because I can remember times where there's a feeling like a memory of a memory that it's not always like this. But that memory is very attached to the sensory experience of a sun, which I'm not currently getting in my visual field. Like, things are so tied to the weather. Oh, goodness, 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 goodness. Just the idea that anything anyone can say can be more or less true than anything anyone else says. Like, does does oxygen think that like, you know, hydrogen is like more true because it like forms bonds with hydrogen more easily than like what, like silver? Like is the oxygen down there going like, oh, like silver's a liar and hydrogen's where it's at. Like that's the truth. Like is truth anything more than like attraction? Because I can see like people being like, oh, it's like hippie BS. All of the like uh, aesthetics that go along with it, and like people looking at anthropological trends from their own biases and seeing something completely different, like a feeling of attraction versus not. And you feel like that's just a load of BS, and that's like a repulsion. And the feeling of like, this is the truth, is a feeling of attraction, which is like the whole like notion of like the path. Like I'm on a path, and this is just my path. It's like no one else's path can be any less legitimate than mine if they're on it. Like, let's just say, for the sake of, thought experiment, like everyone else exists and they're having an experience that is different from mine, but is the same level of fidelity. Um, how could you possibly say, if an experience is the same level of fidelity as another, that anything can be more or less true within that? The bare trees are so starkly dark against the white sky. I wrote this poem called The Violence of the Tree. The violence of corporeal form. How we look at nature and it's like this serene, oh, like just return to nature, like it's so much better. And it's like people who want to like escape city life, me, and like go and live in the woods, or like think that like it's so much more serene looking at like a forest from the top of a mountain than like just being like on a city street somewhere, are is the same vibe as people who like want like Donald Trump to be like their father figure who's gonna like whip America back into shape. It's like you don't like it. Like the peace comes from this incredible pressure to survive and like needing to coexist with the wider ecosystem because that's like what works. Like you, that is like the great pressure, like incredible amounts of authoritarian pressure from like the biosphere, from the laws of physics. Like everything is just like nature, the beauty of nature is shaped by incredible amounts of violence and pain. Like unfathomable amounts of violence and pain. And it is beautiful. It's not to say that it's not beautiful, and it's not to say that it's not peaceful. But like you want the same things. Like it's on like that deep like sense feeling level, not emotion, like the intuition level. There's the attraction to something that feels like greater than oneself, that feels true, like aligned, I guess. Is and like we're all like if you go into like these right any sphere, right wing sphere, like a libertarian sphere, people who like value money, like the social clubs that we ascribe to and everything on that level can be so different, and then underneath can be looking for this like an alignment can mean this like spiritual. Should we pause for sirens? Every time there's sirens, I'm just like, I just take a moment to be like, someone is having a very different kind of day than me. A lot of people are having a very different kind of day than me. But alignment can be this very like spiritual wooey term of like, this person just wasn't aligned with my energy. But like alignment is control. You can talk about like a type of top down like control as like there is something that is aligning you with something else, and you can be like released into it and be part of it that way, in that like hippie wooey way. But like the intellectual understanding of like what how control feels is another way of trying to connect to it. Oh god. Ah. Ah. My roommate says I think too much. Sometimes I feel really beautiful, and sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I'm this like ugly little troll creature. And it really is like, you're suffering if you don't want to be this ugly little troll creature. Like some of the time, the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life sometimes look like really ugly little troll creatures. And if you want to be like one thing, you're gonna suffer every time you're not that thing. But that's what I'll read you what I was writing. That kind of prompted this video. Um, Voices say, become alive, experience firsthand, or let go of desire and release fear and suffering. What drives the release if not desire for change? Desire to stop desiring, to be free from suffering? What drives enlightenment other than the noise come alive? Isn't it just another layer on top rather than a solution? Is it not the ultimate illusion? Like, if we go through this period of ego development and then we're seeking something that feels more like true, we're seeking like an evolution of that space, and we look to spiritual fulfillment for it. And the spiritual fulfillment is driven by this like ego desire. I suppose who's they? The people in my head. Like, I don't know these people. This is a very built up idea of a person. There's like a person who is enlightened in my head, which is so funny. Because, like, if I'm not there, like, my person who's enlightened in my head cannot be like a accurate model of an enlightened person. And also, like, as if there's just one. But I'm really like wrestling, I guess. Not wrestling. There's tension for sure. Like, there's definitely tension, but um it's so silly. Um yeah, what was I wrestling with? Just had a complete I think not a lot, but like I was thinking a lot for a while. I was really interested in this. I went to a Mormon church to see like what the vibe was. Um and they like pulled me into this like adult Sunday school like Bible study afterwards, and they were talking about personal revelation. Um and we were talking about this quote in the Bible that's like, how do you know when you pray like if you like got the right answer? And it's this like part that's saying like, if you pray and you ask God for like what you want, or like the answer to your question basically, like say, God, what should I do today? um I'm so giggly right now. I'm just full of giggles. Like, it all just feels so absurd. Oh god, so absurd. And the plastic bag is still on the tree. Um, do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel you're so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet underground, and no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? There's a spark in you. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Oh, this goes back to another thing I was writing. Someone asked, do you have ADHD, Morgan? And I said, I don't believe in ADHD. Oh god. It feels like I'm keeping this raging fire locked inside because caring that much burns me up and makes me a bitch. This was like, oh my god, 15 minutes. It's too long. You know what? We're done. We're done. 15 is too long.